I'd like to talk about general house manners, and then we'll start adding videos to this piece as it comes up. But it's kind of a hard one to video, and I would really like to get your guys' input if there's something in the house that you would like to see in video. I'd like you to get on the forum and request those videos so that we can help you in your household with house manners. And I've talked about this, and you'll kind of hear it as you start watching the videos overall. But here's the thing with house manners. If we create walls and barriers and big releases and big explosions, that's what you're going to get on the other side of that barrier. And when I talk about barriers, a sit-stay can be a barrier at the front door. A place can be a barrier with a big explosion or a big release. And when we say okay and we release our dogs into that, oh great, you've sat there, you've stayed there, our company has come through the door, and now I'm going to release you, and it's a big explosion, and then they still go and get over the top with our company. And people are like, oh, I don't want them doing that, and we've got a good sit stay or downstay or a place. And that's where house manners come into, is, are we creating a bigger problem by creating barriers and walls versus, I would just like you to not jump on our company, and if I tell you to go or go lay down, that you will. If it's going to your kennel or going outside, that they will. And so I feel like, and I have the philosophy that house manners are they're behaviors of respect, and I guess it's expected behaviors, and anything else is not tolerated. And we will help you understand how to be, but I'm not going to create walls and barriers. Meaning, if I go to the door and my dog is jumping all over everybody and just out of control, then I may put them in a sit stay or down stay, or back tying them to something on their leash. And then I will get them once company has come in. I'm not going to make this big release. I'm going to go get them on leash, and I'm going to keep them on leash next to me. And so when we sit down and talk, or if we're in the kitchen, the dog is attached to me, not going and seeing everybody, but they still get to be in the environment. And so it's helping them understand how to be when the environment changes, not, okay, you're there and now I'm going to release you and I don't want you to jump, and because that doesn't fix it. Fixing it is putting them in it in a way that they're connected to you, that you can help them understand what no means, and to go lay down, go to their place, instead of battling these boundaries and walls and being so controlling, and being in a dictatorship that we have to give our dog commands and be so aggressive about it, where really at the end of the day we just, one, don't want our dogs jumping on our company. Two, we don't want our dogs getting into the garbages and on the counters. Three, we want them to follow the rules of whether they can be on our furniture or on our beds. In our household, where the dogs are not allowed on the furniture, but they are allowed up on the beds if they're invited up. Most of the time they don't stay because it's too hot. And the cat ends up sleeping on the bed, and I think that's probably part of the reason why the dogs don't. But our kids like the dogs to sleep with them in their beds, and we're fine with that when they're older. Dogs are older, kids are older, and the dogs are not keeping the kids up, because sleep is important across the board, dogs and kids and all of us. And so, house manners are really the rules of the house, and they're expected behaviors. They're not behaviors that you should have to tell your dog to not do or to do. And that's the important piece, and I think that's the piece that a lot of people don't make the connection to, is And there's Charma, you can kind of see in the corner there. She's an old dog that's staying with us, but it's just that they can settle and be in a crazy environment that we call life. And so they're family members, and they are capable just as much as human beings are capable of being polite and following the rules. And just like we have rules, and we have expectations on ourselves of, you know, put the toilet seat down, refill the toilet paper, make your bed, we do laundry. And so what are the things that our dogs should do in the house? It really sums up what house manners are, and that it's not necessarily a training, sit down, stay, come, heel, as much as it is putting your dog on a leash, keeping them on a leash until they understand the flow and the rhythm of what they should be doing. And that will drastically help your dog understand what they need to be doing when you're doing your things in the house, what they need to be doing when company comes to the house. It's not about being disconnected from them. It's not about making them hold back and create this anxiety of a release. It's really about, we just flow. We welcome people in, and we welcome people in a polite, nice way. And so it's important to find that balance, and keeping them on the leash is very, very important. So my challenge to you is figure out what house manners are to you. And that is, what are the rules? What are the rules of the house that we expect the dog to do? And then if you have questions, please get on the forum and ask the questions, and we'll shoot some video or answer them so that you can be successful with teaching proper house manners. I look forward to hearing from you guys on the forum, and also listen to our blogs, and read our blogs and listen to our podcast. Thanks.